What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller from the IGN PlayStation team, alongside Eric Brudvig.
How are you doing, Greg?
I can't complain. We are here for the Grudge match between Prototype and Infamous, the one the board's kids have been waiting for.
Have they?
Yeah, they all get really, really cranky about this, and obviously Infamous wins, so we can wrap up right now.
I think I would like to continue this argument maybe for another 2 minutes or so.
Okay, why don't we do that? In this one, I am picking Infamous. I have played Prototype. I enjoy parts of Prototype, but I think overall Infamous is a better game. And I think just for me personally, it's this whole open world for a comic book nerd. You know what I mean? You get to run around with these crazy superpowers, do what you want, and have a really good story wrapped up in it.
I think your point is well taken that it is good for comic book nerds, but the good thing about Prototype is that it's good for everybody else.
No way!
Prototype has what I like to call action, and that's one of the great strengths of it. You can go around killing people, you can run up the sides of buildings, you can do whatever you want. It's real sandbox action, and it's a lot more intriguing in terms of gameplay than what you get in Infamous, which is a lot of hopping around on platforms. I don't know, that seems very 1997 to me.
See, I think that all Prototype is just an empty action game. I don't care about the characters and I don't care about the story, and that's why I play games. I don't play games just because I like sucking people into my body or being able to run up the wall. Or, I mean, geez, in Prototype, hold down one button and run over everything.
Well, see, I don't think either game is great. And in fact, I'd like to start arguing for Crackdown for winning this Grudge match.
See, my problem with your argument, brother, is that you're looking at it as straight as an action game. But I think Infamous is something so much bigger than just an action game. I think it's this really, really well-told comic book experience.
I think you're putting way too much emphasis
on some would say?
On the story of Infamous. I mean, who cares if there's a good story if
I
the
do.
way you get to it is boring?
It's not boring.
It's so incredibly boring. I was bored to my tears.
You were bored to your tears?
Yeah, I was bored tearless. I could not stop crying at how boring the game was. You start out and you're like, oh man, this is amazing. I'm down in a sewer and it's broken at set intervals so that I can hop over it.
That's the whole thing I'm talking about with Prototype, is that Alex isn't wrapped up in his universe. You have these cutscenes that are really well done, they look great, and they tell an interesting story, and then you just get lost in this mindless gameplay of killing these mutants who come through the middle of the ceiling, you know what I'm talking about, or you have to get into disguise and do all this. When you're playing Infamous, I should say, you're totally cool. Like there's that one scene when Zeke...
But it's not cool. It's boring.
Yes, it is.
There's nothing cool about rail sliding. It hasn't been cool since the late 90s. You never feel like a superhero because all you're doing is hopping around on platforms.
I totally disagree.
If I was a superhero, that's the last thing I would be doing.
Well, getting back to then, I mean, the argument at hand of Prototype Infamous, do you feel it's the other way in Infamous? Or, I mean, in Prototype, do you feel that you're always wrapped up in them? I mean,
I feel like the reason Prototype works as an action game is that it is putting you in the sandbox world saying, you have all this power, go do what you want. And you actually do just go run around killing people. And yeah, there's a disconnect from the story there, but there's no disconnect in the gameplay. The gameplay is you are this crazy powered guy, do whatever you want. Kill anyone, run around, smash heads, and that works in terms of gameplay, and it's fun. It's action. It's not.
But it's just the same thing over and over.
It's not
again.
You're a superhero. Go climb around the side of a building and blow up little boxes.
Well, whatever. I'm in Prototype. I want to get from place to place. I'm gonna glide like a squirrel now. I'm gonna put out my arms and lifelessly glide to the ground.
In conclusion, Infamous is just a bunch of Muppets hopping around on a bunch of boring platformers, and Crackdown wins this Grudge match.
Yeah, and Prototype all, hey, look, I'm watching a cool movie, now I'm just gonna go kill somebody. Yeah, I was just talking to my sister and she's normal and she didn't ask me, hey, why do you kill so many normal people? You are killing all my friends for now. I'm just gonna go out and I'm gonna suck their bodies into mine. This is great. Then I'll turn into somebody and I'll jump around and the guy who knows this guy knows I'm his best friend and I'm jumping around like an idiot. No one's going, hey, why is Ted jumping around like an idiot all of a sudden, scaling walls? And you don't go, oh, just because that's Ted.
Muppets.